Hey everyone, welcome to Rob's Car World. Today's feature car is a 1973 Pontiac Grand Am. This car has got the 455 cubic inch engine. It's a tribute car because most likely this car was an original 400 cubic inch engine, but it was listed a couple of days ago. He's asking $32,500. I'm not asking anyone to buy this car, but I certainly like to check it out with you and talk this car through. So let's get busy on this one. A 1973 Pontiac Grand Am, found this car in Missouri on Craigslist. It was listed 6 days ago. This car is a very good looking car, very nice repaint on the car, attention to detail on the engine bay. It doesn't have the honeycomb wheels and things like that, but again, this car most likely was a base 400 cubic inch Grand Am without the NACA ducts, air intake cleaners here. So he probably added this when he repainted the car. And he also put an aftermarket sunroof in, which is, to me, kind of a negative. The Pontiac Grand Am didn't sell that well when it came out in 1973. It ran only from 73 to 75. And the car wasn't a big seller because we had just gotten out of the gas crisis, right? So people were looking for economy cars because it was scary then. You had gas lines and things like that. But the people that had a lot of money was still buying the Cadillacs and Lincolns because they can afford it. But these intermediate cars didn't sell very well. And again, I'm going to blame it mostly on the times, with the gas crisis. So it came into production, the Grand Am, and it went out of production. And because the volumes are so low, especially on the 455 cubic inch engine, because the volumes are so low, these cars have grown and grown in popularity. You do not see many of these around at all, especially 455s in a 4-speed transmission. That's worth close to $60,000 today. The car has this urethane bumper. We'll get into the nice photo. This urethane bumper was on the bumper itself and also on the beak and also on the inserts here where the fender line is. And so this met the 5-mile-an-hour bumper impact. Now, what happens, as we all know, with these urethane bumpers, they tend to get dry rotted with time. And there are fiberglass inserts that you can put, and this might be that because I'm thinking the car is so old. It's probably fiberglass input here and also fiberglass on the sides and such. So that's great. I mean, I don't mind that. You're not going to find something with its original bumper today. Probably very hard. I would bet even in the museums, it's hard to find an original beak. But the only problem with fiberglass is if you got hit or if something hits you, if it cracked, then you're gonna have to repaint that area. But that's how restorations are today. It's not easy sometimes to get replacement panels but beautiful looking car, very sculptured. This NACA duct work here for the 455 was a ram air hood. So I'm thinking that the hood was added when he redid the paint on the car. He certainly must have done something here in the nose with an insert, and then he put an aftermarket sunroof in, which to me diminishes the value significantly, only because, most of the time sunroofs leak with time. And because it's not an OEM sunroof, you're going to be hard pressed to find parts and components for this sunroof, if the motor was to break or the cables were to crack or something like that. So to me, that's pretty much a negative. A tribute car is not a negative for me. It's something that I appreciate, people going through the pain and effort to make something so beautiful as this car. But he has his car priced on the high side at $32,000. Beautiful lines, beautiful. This photo here in particular is absolutely stunning. I love the bronze color. I don't remember that color too much. I wish it had the honeycomb wheels, but the Rally 2 wheels are just as beautiful in a way. Dual exhaust. I'm hoping that the undercarriage is as nice as the rest of the car. There's a sunroof that was installed. Love the dashboard. I mean, to me, this dashboard is very unique and only found on two cars, the Grand Prix and the Grand Am. Otherwise, the Pontiac Le Mans and the GTO and the Can-Ams and things like that of that era, they had the Pontiac Le Mans dashboard, which was totally different. But this dashboard is really nice, very nice cockpit, beautiful gauges. It has that radial tune suspension tag right above the air conditioning. It was something special. Radial tune suspension. Yeah, radial tires had just come out. It was a big deal. So, any way they can market a radial tune suspension, I always thought it was kind of fun. But hey, that's Madison Avenue, right? Inside, the seats look like they could use a reupholster, actually pulling a bit here in the rear seats. For $32,000, I would think he should have done the seats over. But hey, can't blame him. It sounds like he's a flipper, somebody looking to make money on the car, not somebody that's owned this car for some time. So maybe a dealer, maybe somebody that does this as a hobby. But he presents a nice car in the ad. He gives full disclosure. So that's nice of the seller. So I'm going to say he's an honest seller and trying to make some money on this car, which you can't blame. Look at that beautiful paintwork on the car, the colonnade type look. That staining in the sail panel here is the reflection of the trees in the background. So the paint does look nice. I can't fault. Oh, the seams on these cars, 1973, you're not going to find laser aligned seams or, this is what the 70s were when it comes to building cars. The gaps were very visible. So that does not bother me, but it's par for the course. Beautiful workmanship. Nice job on the front end. I mean, it really is a very nicely presented car. The problem is that it's a tribute, and the other problem is that, for me anyway, is that he has this sunroof. So beautiful work on the engine bay. He added a 455 in here, made it look like the original 455 for the time. So he did a very nice job. So, he's asking $32,500. If you go on Bring a Trailer like I did, I found a few of them. This is a 73 Pontiac Grand Am with a 4-speed 455, and he's sold for $56,000 back in April of this year. Here's another 4-speed 73 that was sold for $35,500, but it's non-455, but it has the 4-speed. So he's trying to get a lot for this car, in my opinion. Your opinion may be different, but I certainly wouldn't be at $32,500. I'd probably be in the $24,000 range after seeing the car. But for me personally, the sunroof is a big turnoff, and the interior work that I need to do is a turnoff as well. But I would not disregard this car in any way because these are so rare to find. I would visit with the seller, talk with him or her, make your best pitch, stay in touch over the winter, and I don't know. Sometimes there's a meeting of the minds, and he reflects back on the $32,500 being really high, and ends up selling this car for $24,000 after all. So, but they are rare to find and absolutely something I love to look at, and I didn't want to pass it up. Even though I can't recommend it, I did not want to pass it up. Thanks for joining me here. If you're not a subscriber already on Rob's Car World, please give a thumbs up and please subscribe. Love to see you. And I'll leave this slide up for you so you know where the car is. The car is basically in Missouri. And if you go to Craigslist and search a 1973 Pontiac Grand Am, this beautiful car will come popping at you. So thanks very much for joining me today. And this is Rob Lofaris. We'll see you here.